This is Nina from Rafaela Soul Sessions. How are we all doing today? Welcome to my portal. I decided to just change the background up today because why not? I thought it was an appropriate background to have to my video that I was making today. First off, I just want to say a thank you to everybody who watched my last video and the comment I received underneath. Thank you, Myrna, so much. Myrna was one of my clients previously, and her session was really, really powerful, as I recall. So just thank you so much for your lovely words. And also a big thank you to the person who donated. That was absolutely not the intention of the video. But I am so, so grateful for your donation. And if anybody ever feels called to donate to my PayPal, just for the content that I share and to help keep everything going, then you can do so. I always leave a link below to my PayPal me. So if anybody feels called to do that, they can. Um, what else did I want to say today? I wanted to share that I am feeling a little bit better. Um, that was quite a strange day, and I just felt called to be really, really authentic and really real. I was going to make another video about something else, and I just thought, why put a brave face on when I can just be completely honest? Um, I am feeling better. I was, well, this week's kind of my cycle week as well. So I know any women out there will understand. And of course, if you have a partner, men too, um, will understand that, yeah, we get really emotional. And I really honor that time because it helps me tune in to how I'm really feeling about stuff. Um, how I'm, we can't help it. We feel it and we have to feel it. And it's a very powerful time. And I'm very grateful for it every month. So, but yeah, I do feel more grounded and settled. And I know that this work is what I'm here to do. And I know sharing that journey with you guys is also the reason and the intention behind all of this. And of course, if I was doing any of this for the money, that would not be a good reason to be doing this work. I'm doing it because I know it helps people, because I love the work, because I know how powerful it is. And I know it's what I'm here to do. So, um, so that's why I'm here. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit um, some of the mentorships and some of the sessions I've been doing lately. And yeah, it's funny, one of my mentorship clients, um, she had her first session a little while ago. And in that session, she wanted to know why she felt so out of control sometimes and how to handle that feeling of feeling out of control. And her higher self came through very strongly at one point. It was her first quantum healing session. She had done this, she'd done regressions and things and hypnosis before, but she hadn't done anything quite as deep. Um, so we had a little bit of a struggle now and then to um, get her conscious mind to just let her have the experience. Conscious mind did try and interrupt a couple of times, but we managed to get it to a place where it could relax enough for her to have the journey. And her higher self came through very, very profoundly at one point and said something about, and I'm paraphrasing, um, whenever you feel out of control, that's when to know the universe has you. Um, and it's just the way that it was said, the way it was put across, and with the energy it was put across with. I'm so reminded of that right now with my own experience. Um, but it was just like that moment, it was just everything just clicked. Um, for my client. And so it was um it was just a really, really powerful moment and a really beautiful session. Um, she did discover why she felt so out of control. She had dreams about things that ended up being connected to a past life where she was really out of control. Um, and she was able to heal that and release that, which was powerful and gorgeous first session. So we're carrying on. She decided after that session she wanted to continue to do the mentorship with me. Um, so we're in that process just now. She just had her second session last weekend, I think. Um, and that was the next level. It was really, really lovely, beautiful. So much had come up for her in the space between the sessions. And we had our integration session in that time. And it's just really wonderful the way these mentorships go because everything in that space in between is guiding you not only in integrating the session you've just had, but opening up the space for the next one. And that's what the integration sessions are really about. Um, but that space in between, the universe really, and your higher self really shows you the areas of your life that need to be focused on. Um, because it's gearing you up for the next session and it's opening up that new energy. So her second session, we had no issues with the conscious mind. The conscious mind stayed put. And, she went straight on this incredible journey um, into she was on a ship and she was with the Arcturians. It wasn't her current life she was in. It was a different lifetime she was in that she had been taken by these beings and she was being worked on. And I asked them what they were doing, and they were monitoring um, and sort of studying the human body and the human emotions to understand humans, to understand emotions and how emotions impact the body. So they were working, I guess, on her emotional body and studying it. Um, and gaining information about that. And they had intervened at a point where this lifetime that she had visited, um, where that version of herself had got in a really, really bad situation. They said he was a warrior of some kind and he had been really, really hurt in battle. And so they intervened at that point and they came and worked on his body so that he could continue that life. And he did continue that life. And he went from being a warrior, a fighter, to he softened completely and became a spiritual teacher to young children and really helped um, the future of like that time in humanity, helped them evolve and help people um, in a more spiritual way. So that was really beautiful. Um, and so this was her first connection with these Arcturian beings. She knew that she had off-planet connection, but she'd never explored it before. Um, and so this was the first time she really connected um, to who these beings actually were. In her first session, we went to her home planet. Um, So we went and explored that planet and we went and explored their customs and their civilization and how it lived and what the birth process was like. I always like to ask what the birth process is for these civilizations, what their lives consist of, how they live. We go and explore their habit, where they inhabit. Um, what they do for energy, how they gain energy, how they, do they eat or drink? Um, and I also like to explore, how long they live and the death process and what their views as a community is on death and how they deal with death, what it is for them. Um, and in that session, and it's fascinating because almost every session that I explore these areas with, we have very, very varying versions of the same thing. But it's, yeah, it's round about the same thing, the same idea that death is more of a decision. And it's a communal thing where everybody assists in helping the body release the spirit, and that everyone gathers to help the person on their way. Um, and that more or less is a very similar outline, and it doesn't always come through exactly the same, but that's the kind of general gist. And to have all these people from different places, some who've never had sessions before, some who don't know about this stuff, all come through. And when I ask these questions, very, very similar answers come through. It's always fascinating. And it builds a real true picture of um, how life can be without the fear of death, because humans here are very much governed by that fear, as we've seen massively in the past few years. Um, so that was really lovely, really profound, to explore that with her. Um, the rest of her session, we did a lot of healing and a lot of energy work, to release a lot of energy that was in her sacrum. A lot of women, in this lifetime, carry a lot of stuff in their sacrum. I find a lot of fear. That seems to be where we carry it. So we worked on that together. I did some womb clearing in that session, which was really lovely to be able to use my skills that I learned through my Rose Priestess training, to facilitate a womb healing for her as well. Um, so yeah, it was a really, really lovely, profound session, that first one. The second one was just like the next level. Um, we explored that life where she had been a warrior, and then I'm trying to remember what we did after that. I guess it doesn't really matter, and I don't need to go into detail of the whole session, but there was a message that came through at the end from the Arcturians for humanity, and I just wanted to share that here, um, because I liked it. I'm just getting it up on my Facebook. That's where I shared it originally. And if anybody hasn't um, subscribed to any of my other channels, or any of my other pages, please do so, because that's where I share most of my content, or I have been recently, because I've just not had a huge amount of time. Um, but I share a lot of my written content on like my main Facebook page. Um, so I'll just find this, yeah, message from the Arcturians. I'll just read this out to you guys. So I asked if there was any wisdom, or messages that wanted to come through, for humanity at the moment. And they said the shift in humanity is real. There are also many beings on the human side wanting and hoping for the best. It really is a dynamic of intervention and how to do it properly. When to show humans their shadow and when to bring in light, and how to bring in light in the most appropriate ways. How to let each human go on their journey while supporting them. I then asked, can you elaborate on this dynamic of intervention so we can understand further? And they said to open up a non-linear timeline allows for crossover between dimensions, multi-dimensionality. if we think about life in linear terms, one human would have one life and then perhaps another, and then another, and then another lifetimes, one after the other. And then eventually they would experience and learn enough to go into another dimension, and then eventually another. But by removing time, we are then able to see the whole picture. We see the whole journey, and they are able to access higher dimensions in order to help the lower dimensions, give and take, if you will. I asked what the client's role in the new earth was and how she can make the greatest impact. He said she's already doing it. And I think every time I ask that question, I always get that answer back. They're already doing it. I just don't know they're doing it. um, Shining her light and bringing higher dimensions to the lower ones. Um, just exactly what we were saying about multidimensionality. She can see channel messages, vibrations, energy from these higher realms and support the lower dimensions of Earth, to support others in their growth and their own healing journey. She is a multidimensional traveler, um, helping cross barriers, thin veils, and being a bridge. She is needed to learn all of the she needed to learn all of the lessons we saw in all of the lifetimes we visited today in order to do that. I said, so it's about the personal journey of growth, healing, integration of her soul's journey to be able to bring that multidimensionality and all of the wisdom that encompasses to this third dimension. I said, yes, but it's also about how to bring it, because none of you are bringing it to save anyone. You're bringing it in so that they can save themselves. And that, I think, was the big takeaway for this client, was that she somehow had this feeling of being overly responsible for her clients and people that she worked with. She's a healer as well, and she does hypnotherapy and other dimensionalities, no, other modalities, to help people. And somehow she had this conditioning of, she felt overly responsible for everyone and felt that she had to take on everything and save these people. And I think that this second session was really the turning point for her in understanding that that's not her job. We're not here to save anyone. We're here to show them that they can and they are powerful enough to save themselves. And that is healing. That's true healing. So yeah, that was her big kind of surprise takeaway from that session, I think. That she hadn't fully, all these things that were happening in her life were pointing to this revelation. And yeah, it was beautiful watching her process of coming to this understanding thing. So that was a real joy to facilitate that session, and I'm really, really looking forward to her next one. Um, I did another session a little while ago for a lady who had just such a lovely session. Um, she is such a good energy, a really vivacious, bubbly, warm energy. And she came to me because she just wanted to release anything and everything that was holding her back from her true path. And I took her through the IQH process. For some reason, I was called to do illuminated quantum healing with her. And in that process, we take people to a garden. And when I did that in the induction, she was very silent. And most of the time, people are talking through the induction, but she wasn't. She didn't have anything to say about her gardens. And that was like, okay, we'll just keep going. I just let it be. And we just kept going. And I took her through the induction. And then, of course, she started her process. And we ended up in her garden. And this was her higher self showing her this most beautiful, um, abundant, um, fruitful, um, glorious garden. And, and they were showing her herself and who she is and what she's bringing to this world. And it just showed her herself. And I could relate so much to that feeling of being shown who you really are, in such a creative way that it really, really impacts you deeply, emotionally, profoundly, um, because they show you who you are. And um, and that's not something we can always see when we're in our normal living lives. But when you're showed it in this way, it just has just a really powerful impact. And they were showing her that it doesn't matter where she is or where she goes or what she does with her life. She takes her garden with her and she can create this beautiful, abundant space wherever she is. Um, and it was quite a short session, and it was just them really showing her herself in this way. She was one of those clients who came to me and she didn't really have any questions. She just wanted to know what she needed to know the most, um, which can often be very, very powerful. I mean, I have got some clients who come to me with pages and pages of questions, and then I have others who have no questions. They just want to know what they need to know right now. And yeah, that can often be very, very life-changing. And yeah, they can be quite short sessions as well. They get straight to the point. Um, so I just love that. But um, yeah, I think that's what I wanted to share today. Just thank you all so much for being here, for watching my videos. Those of you who do stick around and watch the whole thing, thank you so much. Um, I really love this channel and sharing my content, my experience, helping other people through these journeys and sharing their journeys too. And I'm so grateful that they let me share the information that comes through in their sessions. And of course, sharing my own journey, because I think the reason why I want to do that is because I don't think in any of the practitioner training that we are really forewarned, not forewarned, but we're really told about the magnitude of what happens to you when you become a practitioner. And I guess that's why I work with a lot of people who become practitioners, because I can I can shed some light on that. Um, the process of becoming a quantum healer and what that does to you and your life and how it changes your life is a very, very, very powerful thing. And it's uh, if you're not aware of what's going to happen, and we're not, but if you're not aware of the impact it's going to have on your own personal life, it can be like, wow, okay, I wasn't expecting this. Some stuff happens, stuff goes down, and it's a wonderful journey. And a complete honor to be able to offer this work to people. But it's also a massive change. And yeah, I guess that's why I do work with a lot of people who then become practitioners, because that was my journey. I found this work and I was like, I want to do this for people. And I work with a lot of people who have that feeling also. I also work with people who aren't practitioners at all, but there is a theme of giving people a leg up into the work. So um, I also wanted to share that I am going to be facilitating a group progression on the 7th of April at 7:07 p.m. UK time. I don't know what time that is for people around the world. You're going to have to figure out your own time zone. Um, and I'm sorry that I can't accommodate a time for, you know, each hemisphere and each side of the world. Um, that's just the time that I had spare. I wanted to do something Easter weekend, and that was the only day that I had available to do something, and the only time that I have available to do it. I've not done a group progression in a while, and I want to get back into it again because they're really, really lovely, and it's so good to bring people together. Um, in this kind of sort of workshop group progression space. It's a really lovely experience to have everyone coming together and sharing the energy together of the session. Um, that's going to be a donation, just a donation. I did put a suggestion of between 25 and £45. But it's whatever you feel you can give. Um, and I'm not gonna not any let anyone come if they're not paying that. So, but yeah, group progressions are really nice for helping people who haven't had a session before, maybe want to dip their toes in but aren't quite ready to commit to a full session. Group progressions are really helpful, especially if you're a bit nervous about the process and what happens. Um, there's less pressure. There's no pressure on anyone to speak or perform or do anything. We're just coming together and allowing ourselves to journey. Um, so group progressions are really good in that way, and they're more affordable for people to come and just kind of dip their toe in and see if a full session is something that they are ready for and that they want to do. I'm then going to offer all of my participants of that group progression 15% off my quantum healing sessions and my mentorships. So if they want to go on and work with me after the regression, they can reach out and we can set up their first session for them. Or their ongoing session. I work with people multiple times. So and I'm really, really grateful for my list of people who come to me time and time again, who trust me to be able to facilitate for them. I'm so grateful for you all. Um, so yeah, on that note, if anybody does want to work with me over the next little while, and feels called to have a quantum healing session, or just connect with me, even just for a consultation, just to see if this is something that you want to do, then you can go to my website, which is rafaelasoulsessions.com. I'll leave all of my information in the description, and you can reach out and we can take it from there. So this was my video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed being in my little quantum porthole. And I will be back very, very soon to share more information and insights and messages from the sessions. And I'll speak to you all very soon. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week and take care. Lots of love. Bye.